Hello, class. This is week 4 of English 101 for the summer. Thanks to those of you who have been working really hard. Please continue to as we go into our education essay for this week. I have before me a sample student essay, and I wanted to take a look at some of the features that I will be looking for as you complete your essay. Notice that this student has a title centered in the middle of the essay. Try to come up with again a nifty title, something to draw my attention, the reader's attention, without giving away too much. And then, of course, I'd like you to focus on your introduction. Your introduction should grab my attention. You may grab my attention with an attention grabber. An attention grabber is a statement or a sentence that could grab my attention by being a question, a startling quote, an anecdote, which is a short personal story related to your topic, or some kind of statistic that might be really, really startling to the reader. Then you explain it. If it is a quote or a statistic, after your quote or statistic, you explain it. You explain how it's tied into your essay. Talk a little bit, give me a little background about your topic of education, and then end with a thesis statement. Your thesis is your opinion about your topic and why. This student is writing about standardized testing, and the thesis is the focus on standardized tests prevent the educational system from effectively preparing students for college transition. So the student has really decided that the idea of standardized testing is really not good for students to be effective in their college education. And then I'd like you to think about how do you support your thesis? Well, your body paragraphs are provide the support for your thesis statement, and they should all begin with topic sentences. Now, your topic sentences should never be someone else's words or someone else's idea or someone else's quote. It should be your main point about your topic for that paragraph. So this student has in the topic sentence, with scores of mandatory standardized testing, students do not have the opportunity to actually receive the necessary education. So this student is supporting the thesis by saying, standardized testing really does not provide the proper education that's needed. And hopefully the student will support her topic sentence with facts, examples, details, and support. Here is an example, if I can point to it. If you're going to use outside information, we call that in-text citation, you will need to introduce your summary, your quote, or your synthesis. In this case, it looks like it's part of a thesis, part of a quote that she's introducing. This student says, in Florida, some schools even dedicate 60 to 80 days out of the 180-day school year to such tests. The in-text citation, because some of the words are not hers, she gives me the last name of the author in parentheses. If you know the page number, you will give me the last name of the author, hit the space bar, and then give me the page number. So it might be Alvarez space 180. In this case, the student decided that there was no page number, so she just gave me the last name of the author. That's what I mean by in-text citation. If you're using the ideas or the words, the exact words, or a summary of the ideas from someone else, in other words, if you did not get the idea, you need to cite it and give me the last name of the author and the page at the end of the sentence. Give you another example of what this student did. This student said, a Hechinger report that investigated 44 states found that more than, quote, unquote, 500,000 students were not prepared for college. These were not her words, so she, again, cited the last name of the author. If there was a page number, there would be a page number there. And then, of course, we go to the conclusion. The conclusion should sum up your main point. You should never have any new information in your conclusion. It should be a summary of what you've already stated. or it can give your final, offer your final thoughts on the subject. Now, the works cited page should be a separate page. This student did not have it on a separate page, but when you do it, you'll have it on a separate page. It should be an alphabetical listing of your sources according to last name. You'll follow the MLA handout. CCBC has a handout, a sample handout of it from the CCBC library. I think I gave you that for the tech essay, and I could try to find it again, the link for it for this one. Last name of the author, first name, title of the article, title of the website or journal that it's found in, the date, and of course, the web address where it was found. So if the last name is Alvarez, A should come before B should certainly come before L, and so on. And so this is very similar to your last essay. You will need to cite 2 readings from the common readings we've done for the education module, and also you will need to find 2 additional articles that you find on your own, preferably from the library's database, but if you're having trouble, I will allow you to cite from the World Wide Web as long as the information is reputable. The final draft of your essay is due this Saturday. You may start turning it in on Friday once you've gotten it peer reviewed. This week we'll be peer reviewing the works cited pages of your essay, so please make sure that you get your works cited pages together. I hope this was helpful. Thank you.